Disney is finally doing it. Carousel of Progress at Magic Kingdom is getting one of the biggest updates in the attraction's entire history. And no, this is not just a quick refresh. Disney has confirmed that Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress will close on July 6, 2026, and it is expected to reopen sometime in 2027. Here's the big part. The attraction is getting a brand new Walt Disney Audio-Animatronics figure. A new opening scene will be inspired by Walt's 1964 television special, where he introduced the idea behind Carousel of Progress and showed off the future of Disney entertainment at the New York World's Fair. So before we even see John, Sarah, Rover, and the rest of the family, we may actually begin with Walt himself setting the stage. And honestly, that makes a lot of sense. Carousel of Progress was Walt's attraction. It was his idea. It was built around his belief that technology could make life better, but that family, humor, and optimism would always stay at the center. And Disney is not stopping with Walt. They are updating the entire show with brand new decades. The first major family scene will now take place in the 1960s, specifically around the summer of 1969, when the family gathers around the television to watch the moon landing, and is honestly a perfect place to begin. It still feels old enough to be nostalgic, but it connects to one of the biggest moments of progress in modern history. And then the show jumps to the 1980s. This might be the scene I'm most excited about. Disney says this scene takes place on Halloween night in 1985, and for the first time, Sarah is going to take center stage. That right there tells me this update is not just swapping furniture and appliances. They are rethinking how the family tells the story. I'm picturing a full 80s kitchen, Halloween decorations, trick-or-treaters outside, John handing out candy on the porch, Sarah talking about all the gadgets making life easier, and Uncle Orville still somehow ending up in the bathroom with no privacy. Then we jump to New Year's Eve, 1999. The scene sounds like it is going to be all about the internet, the countdown to the year 2000, and that very specific late 90s feeling when everyone thought technology was about to change everything overnight. I can already picture the big beige computer, the dial-up internet sounds, the Y2K decorations, the family counting down to midnight, Grandpa falling asleep early, and Grandma secretly changing the TV to wrestling. That is such a Carousel of Progress joke. And then comes the finale. This is where I think Disney has the biggest opportunity. The current final scene has been outdated for a long time. It was supposed to represent the future, but now it mostly feels like a frozen version of the 1990s, trying to guess what tomorrow would look like. The new finale is being described as a possible future with an out-of-this-world home, a helpful robot, everyday technology, and even space travel. Also says Imagineers are looking at original John Hench concept sketches for inspiration. This is very important. That tells me the finale may not just look like a modern smart home. It could look like classic Disney futurism again. Real, optimistic, space-age tomorrow. Not cold, not dystopian, not boring. Beautiful tomorrow. And that is what makes this update so interesting. It is not removing Carousel of Progress. They are trying to make it relevant again. They are keeping the family. They are keeping the song. They are keeping the heart. But they are finally admitting that progress has moved on, and the attraction needs to move with it. Prediction is that this becomes one of the most emotional updates Magic Kingdom has seen in years. The Walt Disney Animatronic will bring people in. The new decades will give the show fresh energy, and the new future scene could completely change how people talk about Carousel of Progress. For years, this attraction has been treated like a nap spot, a nostalgia piece, or something you do when it's hot outside. And after this update, Carousel of Progress might actually feel important again. If Disney gets this right, this could be the rare update that honors the past while actually giving the attraction a future. After all, there really is a great big beautiful tomorrow. This time, Carousel of Progress might finally look like it again. And one more thing. I'll probably talk about this more in a future video, but this whole Carousel of Progress update brings up a bigger idea. Walt Disney World has so much land, and I really believe Disney could build a real Disney history museum somewhere on property. Not just a tiny exhibit. Well, I mean a full half-day experience dedicated to the history of Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Imagineering, Walt Disney himself, and the Disney Company as a whole. Because every time Disney updates an attraction, replaces a scene, changes a show, or removes something from the parks, pieces of history disappear. Old ride vehicles, animatronics, signs, costumes, concept art, models, props, parade floats, restaurant pieces, even pieces from extinct attractions. All of that could live in one place, a real Disney museum. Because this is Disney, it should not just feel like a warehouse full of old stuff. It could have beautiful gardens, outdoor courtyards, waterfalls, walking paths, a dining area, and rotating exhibits. It could honestly become its own half-day attraction, a peaceful place where Disney fans, families, historians, and casual guests could walk through the history of the parks and understand why all of this matters. So when Disney updates something like Carousel of Progress, fans would not feel like the past is just being thrown away. Old pieces could live somewhere else, a place where retired magic goes. Honestly, Disney has built way too much history to let it vanish backstage forever.